I'm delighted to be joined by Treaty United midfielder Colin Conroy. Colin, how are you?
Good, Robert. Thanks. How are you doing?
Good. So, firstly, last night's game, it was a very difficult game against a strong Washford side. How would you reflect on that game?
Yeah, like if you look at the scoreline, it's kind of a bit embarrassing. But they are a very high quality side, and they kind of have shown that they can do that to sides when they go down there. Obviously it was going to be tough going in, like to get a result, but like I thought we actually managed ourselves, bar the first 2 or 3 minutes for 20 minutes or so. Even going 1-0 down, the game plan was like if we do what happens, just stay in the game. And kind of disappointing thing was when we kind of once we conceded the second, our heads kind of went, and the third, fourth, and fifth kind of came rolling in. And I think the second half was obviously better from us. We kind of stuck to our shape a bit better, but obviously it was a poor night and kind of something to forget. Like,
Yeah, and I guess there's not much time to dwell on that performance. It's back to business on Monday against Wexford at home at the Markets Field. How important is it to get a result against Wexford to kind of keep those playoff hopes alive?
yeah, obviously every game's important, and like I think it's weird. Like even though we did kind of get battered, like it's only 3 points, and a few weeks ago we were kind of down the table, then we went up, and then kind of I think it kind of jumps, and I think you kind of just have to take every game as it comes and not kind of get too dwelled on the table, because you see kind of teams jumping from sixth to third, and everyone is kind of in around that 5-6 gap. So obviously it's going to be a big important game, and I think it's important for us to get our confidence back up and kind of get 2 or 3 good results before the break, which sets us up in a good position.
Yeah, and this is your second season with the club. How would you compare this season to last season, maybe on a team level and a personal level?
Well, personally, like I think it's definitely better for myself. I'm not sure on the stats, but I've a lot more starts and minutes. I think I've a few games ago, I think I looked and I reached the amount of minutes that I played all season last season. So obviously individually, it's been a good season. And I got my first goal as well. Um, as a squad, like I think we got sent something by the goalkeeper coach, like for a bit of perspective. I think we're only 1 point off where we were last year at this stage. So it's a long season, and like if you lose a few, you win a few, you're right back up there. So I think we're just averaging about the same, and hopefully you can like just keep a steady form and kind of push on and stay in around the playoff spots.
You mentioned that you're kind of playing a bit more this season, and you're probably one of the youngest regular players in the squad. How much of an influence has Dean George, Enda Curran, and even Tommy have had on you as a player?
Yeah, they've all been great. Like all the senior lads, and even Tommy's a really good man management. Like he kind of at times, like when I wasn't playing, like he was telling me, he was keeping me updated. Like he wasn't just not picking me and saying nothing. Like he was telling me, "Oh, I don't see you doing here in this week, but in 2 games our time, I can see you getting in." Then Dino's been a legend. Like he's getting into the carpool like in the most. And like he's top class. Like good friends now. Like we've been together now a year, well since last year. Like and same with Enda and even Loads. Like they're all good, like good pros. Like and that's kind of one of the best things about playing men's football is like you're able to learn from the best. Like because when you're playing 19s, it's kind of you're all in a similar. But once you step into the first team football, like you take little bits out of their game and kind of look what they're doing.
You kind of answered my next question, but you've a lot of experience at underage level for not only Bohemians but also the Republic of Ireland. Is there a big difference from playing underage football to senior football?
Yeah, like obviously the physicality wise, even just the tempo, like the yards, you have to get there quicker. The fans is a very good thing as well, and especially like luckily enough, we have a good core group of fans who are loud, and it does get players going. Like it's one of the benefits. Like even coming from 19s, the sideline's full of parents and stuff, and it's a big difference, and it makes the atmosphere in the match a lot more like special.
You're now based in and around Limerick in college. Is that easier, especially as a player coming from Port or Laois? Is it easier to kind of play for a treaty, considering you're in and around the club now in the city?
Yeah, definitely. Like, and obviously Tommy kind of helped look after me with that side of things, and obviously I'm living down there. I'm 30 seconds away from the training pitch and all, and like it makes you more kind of, even though I'm only living there for months, a few months of the year, like, you're kind of involved with the city, like you're kind of have that aspect of tree, and obviously it's a lot easier. Like, I'm home for the summer. The lads are obviously great, coming from Dublin, so but traveling wise, like, yeah, it is a lot easier, and you're able to get your college done and also play football.
Finally, now that the kind of Premier League season is over, how important is it for the fans and the people of Limerick to come out and support Treaty over the next few months, especially?
Yeah, it's massive. Like, when Market Field gets rocking, like it's a very good place like to play in front of, and fans have been brilliant. Like, obviously the last two or three results haven't been great, like, but you just hope to stick behind us, because you do kind of go through these patches, and it's kind of just how you get out of them. And once you get the first win again, like we went on a streak of 5 or 6 unbeaten, like, you wouldn't know that could be starting Monday, so I think it's the fans do play a key factor in our performances, and when they get behind us, you really want to put in a performance and play well and get a result for them as well.
Colin, thank you very much for your time and best of luck over the next few weeks.
Cheers, Robert. Thanks.